Howdy, howdy. Testing 1, 2, 3. Howdy, howdy. Testing 1, 2, 3. Trying to get my audio in there, and just waiting on the black screen to go away so I can actually see my face and then hear my voice if that happens, because we're doing something a little bit different today, folks. And sounds good, okay. And if we go full screen, and I don't normally watch my own streams at like peak quality while streaming because it's just unnecessary bandwidth going down when high bandwidth is going up. Oh, it looks sharp. Hold on. We go back here for a second. We have a look around. So this is exactly where we left off during the last stream. And it was getting late. I had to go to the restroom and had to go to bed. But I want to see how that gameplay looks because we're doing something different here today. Let me go back in and have a look at a couple of other things. I'm going to explain what this is all about here in a minute. Oh, it didn't even hiccup. Well, we dropped 47 frames, but I don't know where that was, when, or why. So let's get back to that full screen. Come on, Reese, let's see it. Let me see your demonstration. A little fuzzy on the gameplay, but overall it looks good, and I might be able to fix that by boosting the bit rate. So what I have done here today, folks, is, I mean, first off, let me lower that quality so I'm not eating up all my bandwidth. I have gig now. I still worry about it like I have a slow internet of old, but we've had gig for like a year now, maybe more, which is fantastic. Fiber! We've got fiber now! What I did, and let me make sure the audio's still working. Hello? Okay, good. That's just me being quiet, not the audio cutting out. I purchased an Intel GPU. Okay, I bought the cheapest one they make, and I bought it open box from Newegg for $100. $100 for an A380. And you might think, Reese, that sounds like a cheap piece of garbage. And you would nearly be correct if not for the fact that the GPU has built onto it one of the most impressive media engines I have ever seen in a card of that cost. Right? I'm sure, yeah, a 4090 with its dual latest gen NVENC encoders is going to be able to handle a bit more. But that's, what, a $1,600 card? I'm talking about the $100 A380 that has onboard hardware accelerated H.2.4, H.265, and AV1 encoding. And that's what we're doing right now. We are streaming to YouTube. The first ever Howdy Folks stream. It's a monumental occasion for you, dear channel members. We're all coming together for this one. We are streaming AV1 right now. And we're streaming it at a fraction of the bitrate. YouTube allows you to stream up to 5,100 kilobits per second, or no, 51,000 kilobits per second, 51 megabits per second, basically, which does not mean 51. You don't go in and change your video bitrate to that, because that also includes your audio, so you got to go a little bit lower than that. And I normally max it out. That's normally what I stream at. Right now, we're streaming at 30 kilobits per second. I'm sorry, 30,000 kilobits per second, 30 megabits per second. And honestly, visually, I don't know. Jake Yates, welcome to the stream. You got to let me know. How does it look? This is, I get excited about tech stuff. That's why I always talk about it in my streams. Anytime we change the setup in some way, new audio equipment, new video equipment, HDMI switchers, and capture cards, and things like that, I get really excited about the technology. And that's why I go on these long-winded explanations of them, even though probably you don't notice, and largely it doesn't matter. I'm excited we're streaming AV1 on a $100 card. That's insane! It was this tiny little thing, too, and I pulled it out of the box. I bought the Challenger. Who makes that? Is that like what brand is that? It's not ASRock, is it? It is. ASRock Challenger Arc A380. That's the one. Open box, $100. Tiny little card. Slotted it in. Booted up the computer. Immediately OBS was like, hey, do you want to use QuickSync AV1? And I was like, yeah, I do. I do. You better believe I do. This is very exciting. I'm going to start the local recording, and that's still set up to use NVENC. So yeah, the Capture PC currently has 2 different computers in it. And I noticed something interesting when I went into Task Manager, which is that normally if you click on like the 1660 super that we've got in here, doing the local capture, the local H.265 and H.265, is that right? H.265. Why does it sound wrong when I say it? Oh, because I'm saying H.265, but in my head I am visually seeing the letters HEVC. It's the same thing. That's why I record locally, because that's what I can edit on my Mac. Until M3 comes out, probably won't have AV1 support, so I probably won't be recording AV1, but I can in the future. But anyway, it has in Task Manager the video encode section, where it actually shows you specifically how much load is being put on the GPU's video encoder, as opposed to, say, the 3D or the decode. Now, this is odd. If I go to the NVIDIA one in Task Manager, it shows no video encoding section, but it shows 2 video decodes. Now, this could be an error, and what we could have is video encode and video decode, and the first one's just mislabeled. Or it could be implying that there's 2 separate encoders. I haven't looked into this. But if the A380 has... Like, I thought it was all one media engine, like on a Mac, where... I mean, even then, they call it the media engine, but it does actually have different H.264, H.265, and ProRes accelerators. If it's like that on the A380, does that mean that I could do both HEVC and AV1 on 2 separate pieces of hardware and be able to handle them both simultaneously? The world may never know. I can't find out unless I stop the stream and then reconfigure the recording options. So we might test that. I might test that later. But that would be fascinating if I could have, again, $100. New is $120. I got open box for $100. Crazy, crazy affordable compared to back when I started this. You had to spread out like, well, nah. Hold on. Okay, back when I started, it was the 7000 series had NVENC, and I think it was only on the higher end cards. Oh, by the way, good evening, Jake Yates. Good evening and welcome to the live stream. Hold on. Launch price 16. So the 1650, I'm thinking specifically HEVC encoding. The original 1650 did not have the upgraded NVENC encoder that supported HEVC and all of the new enhancements that came along with it. With that version of... It might have done HEVC, I can't remember, but they updated it in the 16 and 20 series from the 1080, but the 1650 still had the old 10 series NVENC encoder, with a couple of exceptions. So one being the 1650 Super that came out later, it had the new encoder. And then the 1650 KO, which is a limited run of 1650s with an entirely different GPU. I think it was maybe a 1650 GPU, 1660 GPU that had been bent. They weren't quite as performant. They didn't quite reach par to be 1660s. So for some reason, they were all just sold to EVGA, who put out the 1650 KO. But it was really, I think it was really a 1660 is what the deal was. I might be misremembering some of that. It had the new encoder, and then the 1650 Super had the new encoder. So let's just look up, you know what, 1650 Super, launch price 1650 Super. What did this thing launch for? $170. $70 less, you get an A380. And it does AV1. Crazy! My voice cracked like a little child. I'm very excited about it, though. It looks great, says Jake Yates. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear. Hey, you look great. Right down there in the comments section talking to me. I appreciate it. Again, it might look a little... I don't... this is literally... Oh, my gosh. What is this smudge on my controller? Get that off of there. Problem with white controllers. They look great until you start touching them. I did not play around with any settings before this. I just picked constant bitrate. What is this itching in my ear? And I set it to 30,000 and I hit go. So it's possible we can get higher quality without even increasing the bitrate. I'll have to check. I'll have to play around with it. But for now, pretty confident. Yeah, we're recording, we're streaming, everything's fine, nothing's being taxed. I am going to go ahead and I am going to start playing the game and trying to reconfigure my windows here. I think I said this, in a video that's not been launched yet, in a video that will come out till like next week. The normal big screen I have, like over here that I look at, the stand that attached it to the rolly cart that is my desk, just fell over. Just fell over for no reason. I was sitting here and it just suddenly, like a billboard falling on me, just fell over. Landed right on top of my mouse and shattered the screen. Whole thing's gone now. So I had to pull a little portable window that, a portable window, a little portable monitor that I had in the closet out. So that's why I'm like looking down. I used to use this back in the day, but also the camera used to be up there, so maybe the angle was different. But got the little monitor back out, and Jake's getting ready for a camping trip. Hey! Happy 4th of July camping trip. Hope you enjoy it. Sounds like that's going to be fun. Looking forward to Independence Day. Listen, okay, well, you folks know the deal. I'm going to start playing the game now. I'm going to start like a recording. This is where we left off in the last recording session. I can't remember the exact details. I just remember that I had to stop playing. Maybe I needed to go to bed. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom really bad. Maybe someone was sending me messages that I really needed to respond to. It was something like that. I remember it being urgent, and I was just like, this is going on too long. I need to go to bed. Good night, everyone. Which, to be fair, I'm starting really late tonight, so that might end up happening again. We'll see. I do have things I need to get done before I go to bed, so this is probably a terrible idea. But I was so excited! I got the card in the mail, I was like, I'm putting it in right now! We're gonna stream together, it's gonna be great! I get so excited about technology. I should have a tech YouTube channel. I don't have the connections to get free stuff, and I don't have the money to buy a lot of like new things when they come out to review, but boy do I have the enthusiasm to talk excitedly about things. But I don't have the patience to do the sort of testing you need, so never mind. Never gonna happen. It would require me to sit down and be like, I tested with these settings, and then I tested again with these settings, and then I tested again with these settings, and these are the results. To be fair, I do that. You never see it. I do it. It's very boring. I remember doing tests for like just how low could we go with bitrate on HEVC before it was like painfully obvious. And I remember running through the exact same section on Halo Reach again and again and again and again, and just like watching back the video and like pixel peeping, zooming in and being like, 30,000 is too low. 50,000 is too high. I don't know about 45. So I did it, but I don't know if I could make a compelling video out of it. Okay, time to start a video. Okay, here we go. Howdy, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, our adventure with our dog. I think we determined that this was Link, and then we've got Braum over here from the Inheritance Cycle, and then we've got Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. It's a whole eclectic collection, and right now we're about to go fight the tornado from the Wizard of Oz. There's a lot going on here. I kind of left off in the middle of a mission last time, because I don't know, I think I was tired, or maybe I had to go to the bathroom, or someone was calling. I remember there was like an urgent need for me to get off, but that was several days ago, and I don't remember now. Not anymore. I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 again. It's a long story. I don't want to go into... Well, I mean, I'll go into it if you want me to. I've got a lot of ongoing series on the channel right now, and I'm trying to wrap some of them up, because one cannot infinitely continue to create a new series after new series without wrapping up previous ones, else one's schedule becomes so overburdened that one can no longer determine what to do in their free time, right? Because it's like, oh, I should probably focus on making a video, but from one of my 14 ongoing series, man, I'm so excited to be back and playing this game that I don't remember how to play. This is fantastic. I know that this is a attack. It's good that we're starting off with like this, right? Because this I can manage. I got a swift recovery, I got dodges, I can focus, I can do things like this, right? I can do like a heat wave. Oh, that's right. You know what? It's coming back to me. I also have the ability now to switch. Not like that. I mean, that switches to the dog. There's a button I can use, though, to switch between... Is it like that button? And now I've got things like Deadly Embrace, which is, I think, supposed to pull certain enemies back towards me, but probably not ones that can fly now that I think about it, because that makes no sense. Hey! See, we're doing great right now. What does this one do? Just a big attack? Oh, yeah, that is punishing. That's awfully punishing. That's big claws. See, if you're watching this as a Let's Play series 10 years from now, you're probably very frustrated because you just went from the last episode to this episode, and all of the things I just learned I've already forgotten and I'm learning again. You gotta understand, though, I'm a very busy man. Despite my advanced age and my nickname amongst the channel members is Grandpuff, which is not really a nickname that I have with the channel members, but gosh darn it, I'm trying to make it one. I'd love to be known as Grandpuff. You might think, geez, you can't have much of a life. And technically you're right, because most of my life is, I have to go to work a lot. But that's like, you know what? You gotta work to eat, and you gotta eat to live. and you got to live so you can work, and it's a vicious, never-ending cycle of pain, misery, and just hurt backs and sleepless nights and worrying about, you know, taxes and corporate lobbyists, special interest groups. I mean, these aren't really things that I actually actively sit around worrying about. I can't think of the last time I sat around thinking like, man, these gosh darn lobbyists, they're getting out of control. But I'm thinking about it now, though. I mean, honestly, can we all agree that we're just a little bit over Big Toaster and their campaign to pervert children into licking toasters? I think it's time to bring it into that. Licking toasters is one of the most pervert and demonic things that ever entered the American school system. I think it's time that teachers be punished for it. If you are caught feeding pro-toaster licking propaganda to students, I think that you should be strung up by your feet and beaten to death with reeds. I know that that's a very harsh and oddly specific punishment, but I think it's one that fits the crime. Do you want, I mean, look, you can say it's harmless, but when your child comes home having, like, licked a dozen toasters at school, are you going to think it's harmless then? You think it's harmless now because it doesn't affect you. Okay, but when toaster licking is in your neighborhood, when it's next door to you, when it's in your driveway, all right, when there's someone at your front door licking a toaster and laughing maniacally, are you going to think that it's all fine and dandy then? I don't think so. I think you're going to be like everyone else, very reasonably concerned about the future and where we're headed, as you should be. But it's going to be too late then. Because first, they were licking toasters at the school and you said nothing. And then, you know, you didn't speak on the behalf of the children. Then they were licking toasters at your work and you didn't do anything about it. And now they're licking toasters at your front door and there's no one left to speak for you. And you're just in a pickle at that point. You know, is it a 2-slot? Is it a 4-slot? God bless you if it's one of those industrial, like, 8-slot or higher. That's a lot of toaster licking with, like, a single whiff of the tongue. That's all actually super abhorrent. And I can't believe that it all started because right now, watching this YouTube video, you said to yourself, it's never going to get here. It's never... In the quiet streets of Wyoming, in the peaceful valleys of other states that I can't think of at the moment, does Iowa have, like, empty fields maybe? In the potato-ridden Idaho, you think, you know what, toaster licking's never going to be a thing. I got news for you. I saw a shipment of toasters bound for Idaho. The big industrial 16-slot ones. And it had little cards on it saying, we're coming to make your kids lick toasters, and then they're going to lick your toaster. That's what you don't want to see. Someone on your front porch licking a toaster, you can deal with. Waking up in the morning to some weird sounds in your kitchen and discovering your own child has pulled the toaster, like out of the cabinets, or maybe you leave it on the cabinet because you eat a lot of toast. That's fine too. And they're just like licking it. Oh, what disappointment! What disappointment! You might wonder, like, is this an allegory for something? No, I'm being genuine. How did toaster licking become a thing? I've got some channel members watching me record this live. They might remember if they've been around long enough. It was a meme. I don't know. It came up as a meme. I think I called someone a toaster licker once because I couldn't think of like any other sort of funny but family-friendly insult. And it's stuck, and it's now canon. It's part of the lore that people who lick toasters are literally the worst human beings. I've never met someone who actually licks toasters, but if I do, you better believe I'm going to be sharing the gospel of the love of Jesus Christ with them, because they need it more than anyone. Also, if you're wondering why I'm running around this field fighting all of these creatures when I definitely don't have to, I'm unsure myself. I have a feeling we're heading possibly towards a boss fight, and I just think I'd rather go into a boss fight having spent a little bit more time practicing than, you know, immediately back into the game after not playing it for, I mean, not a week, that would be an exaggeration, but for several days, yeah, I'd rather take a moment to reacclimate myself with the controls. That's not, I mean, reacclimate, it's not the worst word to use there. Reacclimatize myself with the controls is also a good one, though. Like, I think that's probably even better. Yeah, claw it to death. We are getting better as well. Sure, we're not doing too hot on health, and we should probably use a potion. I was kind of hoping we would find more as we explored. Okay, that's just part of it. What is that red around me? Is that the I'm really low on health sort of a thing? Apparently it was. Have we ever seen that before? I've never actually acknowledge that thing's existence if that's the case. Alright, Wind Elemental. How are you doing? Yes, you seem quite angry. You're the last of your kind here, so I'm going to eliminate you. And then I'm going to get that potion from over yon. And then I'm going to finally actually head to the destination on the map, where I'm assuming we're going to be confronting some more Toaster Lickers. This place looks like it's probably swarming with Toaster Lickers all over the place. If we had a look around, they're not hard to find. They're usually quite proud of their Toaster Licking heritage, even. Yeah, some of them can link their ancestry back to the Toaster Lickers of old. A lot of people don't know how old the Toaster is. A lot of people are shocked when they find out that Napoleon, during his wars, had a solar-powered toaster, and he used that every day in the battlefield. Actually, that's why Waterloo went the way it was. He was so focused on his toast, and it kept getting burnt. But he liked toasters. He did. That's why most of the world was opposed to him. It wasn't just this conquesting war of his that was driving people away. A lot of people were on board with it until they saw him out on the battlefield licking toast. Not good. A lot of people don't know this, but toast is often served in retirement homes because... gosh, what's the joke? Can't think of one. I'm trying really hard. The elderly...
He's in there. I know it.
I ain't got nothing. Comment down below and let me know why the elderly eat a lot of toast. This is definitely true and not at all made-up fact that I just fabricated in my mind. Wow! We were so close to finishing the level last time. It kind of makes bailing feel like a failure on my part. So that's where we are right now, at the Dragon's Eyrie. And where we need to go is to the Eye of the Tempest. Now, where are we relative to where we started the game? So this is a different keep than where we started. We started over here, right? And then the swamps are like over here, and then all of our friends and family died over here, and then we made our way here. Yeah, no, I'm following. The map is making sense to me, I think. I never thought to, like, really turn the map around and look to the four corners. Is this the whole world? Like, this planet we're on, is it all one giant continent? I don't actually know. We're going back to the hideaway. I said many times that we were going to do this, and we just hadn't really gotten around to it. But we're actually going to do it now. And Winds of Change into the Vortex. I'll do that. I kind of wanted to just hop down here first and see whether or not there were any sort of quests to do. And in the past, when there was quests around, you could see them from quite a distance, and I'm not seeing any at the moment. So I'm going to assume, and I could be wrong, but it stands to reason that there's no quests to do around here. There's none on the minimap either. But what about gear? We've not checked our gear in a little while, and I thought it might be good now to go through and kind of view what we've got on our person and maybe what we can do with it. So we've got a broadsword, we've got an iron belt. Okay, so all of those are kind of the best of the best. We did go through and equip a lot of these recently, so I'm not really going to worry about them too much. I'm going to assume those are all fine. Under the ability section, we have a new ability tree that is, I was going to say smaller than this ability circle. It is, but I guess this is what we should be looking at up here. So let's see what some of the things are we've got on here. We've got, I mean, why can't I select this one? Oh, I can. So this is upgrade and this is learn. I gotcha, I'm following. Jump back, then deliver a punishing counter if the jump evades an attack. That would have been great early in the game when I was often accidentally hitting the jump button instead of the dodge button. I'm worried if I get that now, the issue that might arise is that I stop using the dodge button and then rely too much on that. I don't know. Summon a tornado that slowly hunts down nearby enemies and, upon ensnaring them, inflicts multiple hits. That's fun, can't afford that. What about down here? A lot of these seemed pretty basic and like we should have them. Like, what is this one here? Pull the attention of an enemy target? I'm never going to remember to do that, but it's so cheap, it feels like something we should unlock. And then, apart from that, there's 4 of these that can be upgraded. And we don't really ever do that. I forgot that that was a thing we could do. We can hold down our magic button to increase the potency of our magic. We should try that. We also have swiftly close in and attack at a distance. That's right, I had forgotten that. And we have on the air X plus square while in the air. So I guess jump and then hit those two buttons? Possibly? Interesting. Well, we've got 898, basically 900 points, but not actually 900 points. What did you do again? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that one. Despite everything I said earlier about maybe leading ourselves astray with that and possibly making ourselves worse at the game, we're going to go ahead and jump on it. This sounds like fun. You know, we've not even used it once, but might as well go ahead and upgrade it. And then might as well go ahead and upgrade this one that I also forgot about, and then this one too. And then we have enough for this. So, there we go. The little circle over here is completed now. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? Would you possibly be able to... I mean, I don't really think we want to craft new weapons? There's some pretty decent ones in here. So we've got the broadsword that I think we currently have anyway. It's upgraded, so it's slightly different. We've got a longsword, and then we've got a bastard sword. It's a popular choice amongst mercenary alliances because its size, not too long, yet not too short, not too light, yet not too heavy, accommodates a variety of fighting styles, both one- and two-handed. Ooh, we love the details. But what about, like, okay, so that'll get us up to 120 attack and 120... Boy, they told me what that... Stagger, I guess? Oh, yeah, it says it right there at the bottom of the screen. What about if we took what we already had and we just reinforced it, right? So if we took the sword we currently have in our possession, this one, we don't... What? I'm sorry? I'm sorry, what? Broadsword plus 1. Oh, do we have to get... So we need... We can't upgrade the sword that we have is what I'm taking from this. That's what I'm starting to assume. So we have to get a broadsword and then we can upgrade the broadsword. Get a longsword and then we can upgrade it, or we can get a bastard sword and we can upgrade. You know what? I'm gonna say let's go ahead and make the bastard sword then.
It'll last you a good while.
Go ahead and equip it, and then if we go to reinforce, we can make it a +2 using the bastard sword, bunch of random ingredients, whatever.
Thank me later.
Excellent, happy about that. And then what about my gear? So, these can be upgraded to be a little bit better than they currently are. I don't know what, plus how many. Oh, down there at the bottom. Once again, I see. Okay. Helps you just open your eyes and look at things instead of asking questions aloud to no one in particular. We could also just get an objectively, like, better from the offing. Well, hold on. So this increases our total health, not by much, as well as our defense. This increases our defense by quite a bit more. But, I mean, so our current HP is 1,352. Adding 3 to that doesn't feel like it really matters at all, especially compared to increasing defense. So that's going to be... It's not +3. That's the total, is 33. That's 8 more than what we currently have. Versus 3 more than what we currently have and 3 more HP. That's a more substantial upgrade to defense. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and craft that.
Last you a good while.
And I might be making horrible decisions here. Horrible choices. No getting out of it now. Ooh, an otherworldly luster. Complements the silky smooth texture of this sash, I'll say. We'll go ahead and equip that too. Why not? We're going to be looking so fancy. And then let's go ahead and actually upgrade these things. So, which one did I just build? The steel crowns, right? Yeah, because I think we already had the Traveler's Band, if I'm not mistaken. Well, now we can upgrade that to wait. Is that what we just made? Or did we just make the Traveler's Bands? I don't remember. I don't know. What I know is that if we upgrade this one, right, we're going to get a slightly better performance.
Yeah, that should do.
Okay, that is our equipped item. I don't know if it tells you that that's the equipped item. If we go back over here, we don't have what we need to upgrade the Dark Sash, which we know is what we just made. Doesn't mention that it's equipped in any way. Boy, what a confusing trip that was. Let's see what we've got going on over here. Anything that we can buy? Anything that we can sell? Do we need to stock up on anything? Browse. Probably, I guess. Oh, if we wanted to, we could have, with our 10,000 gil, we could have just bought the sword. And actually, the same goes for a lot of the things in here. If we don't have what it costs to upgrade them, or to craft them outright, we can just buy them, which might be good. I'm going to buy one more regular
Hey, bet you I'll
potion,
be a,
one more high
rubbing me
potion,
blind, you
and
know.
a stone skin tonic.
I'll
Now,
find
we
out
normally
the
tend to
price
find
of
regular
nuts.
potions on the field. I am going to go ahead and
Rubbing me
actually max it
blind,
out. I've
you
changed
know.
my mind. Forget everything that I said. All right. Can I actually leave out these doors, or do I have to... What are you doing just standing around here? You got a reason for this, Sid?
Dangerous at the best of times, Clive. And these might just be the worst.
Thanks, Sid, for the warm vote of confidence. If I actually physically
There's
run
a
out
good
these doors...
girl.
Oh,
Hungry, are you?
there's chocobos in here. I was curious to see whether or not the game would let me just, like, leave if I ran to the edge here. Yeah! Open the... I mean, we could just open the map, obviously. But that was cool, too. Well, that was a fun little stop by, and now we're going to head to the Eye of the Tempest. No matter how long this takes, I'm invested. Can't bail this time, no matter how bad I have to go to the restroom, no matter how tired I get, no matter how late it is. And believe you me, it is late. I'm gonna stick it through. Unless something unforeseeable happens. Remember that time the computer shut down for no reason? Because I remember. Hope that doesn't happen again. Oh yeah, it's this guy. This guy who speaks in soft voice and doesn't say anything.
Wait! Clive, was that...
The Dominant. The man who killed my brother.
Are you absolutely certain?
I've seen him every night for the past 13 years. Watched as the flames of his icon took Joshua.
Down!
Well,
I'm here!
okay.
So's Togo!
I was gonna say Sid's died again.
Don't worry about us!
Second time in as many episodes.
You've been waiting for this! Go! Sid!
Looks like we're on our own, and if I've learned anything from Dungeons & Dragons, is that you don't split the party. Granted, I've played Dungeons & Dragons once. 6 years ago. Maybe 7 at this point. I can't remember. Point is, this is a mistake, and we're gonna regret it. But maybe we befriend this guy. Maybe he's not all bad. We never really found out why he was killing our brother. Maybe he had good cause. Maybe our sickly little brother was actually a bad guy. Maybe he had some evil intent. Maybe he'd been taken over by a ghost of some long-dead evil king. You know that one of England's kings wanted to die and come back as a horrible virus to thin the population? That's a real fact. England's a weird place. Messed up royal family, man. Real weird people. Their teeth. You ever heard of dentistry? Goodness. I really don't think we should be going this way. It feels to me like we should be going back the other direction, where the sky is not falling. Well, I suppose the sky is in fact still very much intact. I can't see much of it owing to the clouds, although there is a solid gap there where I can see the moon, which I appreciate. However, there are large boulders coming from somewhere in the sky. There's also trees getting blown away and some sort of foul demon that keeps making demented neighing, whinnying sounds that I'm not super fond of, and I could do without that. How are we still walking? We watched a tree be pulled up by its roots and tossed around, but we're still marching forward. You know what I hadn't considered is that the tree, beautiful as it is, clothed in lustrous bark, might not weigh as much as a man in heavy metal armor. You ever seen a tree in metal armor? If you say yes, I think you're lying, because I don't know what use a tree would have for armor.
Why?
Is this gonna be our brother? There's some kind of twist. There's a reason we've not seen this man's head. Well, his face. It's us. From the future. But we're younger. We're immortal. Is this gonna be a super challenging boss fight? In a sense, yes. Oh, hi there, you. How about I stab you in your gross little arm? Oh, boy. Ugh, hideous. Absolutely disgusting. I'm distraught just looking at it, honestly. Okay, so if I jump... Wait, how does one jump? Remember, I was told if I jump backwards, it would, like... Oh, forget that. Should have read the instructions more clearly. Going back to dodging now. Much more effective. I don't like this thing at all. It's very ugly. Its name is Garuda. It makes me think of a desert. Although I guess Garuda probably refers to something older than The Legend of Zelda. Now that I think about it, that stands to reason. Otherwise, this is a horrible violation of copyright, and I can't assume that's the case. Especially not with Square Enix, you know, re-releasing, I think it's Square Enix, Mario RPG. Hello. Large enemies will become partially staggered when their will gauges are reduced to 50%. Using Garuda's Deadly Embrace on a partially staggered enemy will topple it, leaving it vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Which one was Deadly Embrace? I mean, thank you. Was that this one? That was it! Were we told about that earlier? Do I need to be doing something in the meantime? Apparently you can only do that the one time, I guess. Oh, dang it. If I just learned to be patient with my dodges, like that one, oh, I'd be so much better at this game. What exactly is it trying to hit right now? Because I can't help but notice it's hitting everywhere except for where I am, underneath its body, and that's not a flex on my part. I'm asking a genuine question. What is this creature's intention when it takes those hits at me? You know what I mean? Also, if I, like, jump in the air and then I hit these two buttons, oh my gosh, it works. You gotta jump, and then you hit them. Ew, it sounds like a chicken laughing. I assume, maybe I've never heard a chicken laugh, I'll confess. Should I, like, run away from this? What do I do in this situation? What are my options? I can't hit it. What do I need to do? I'm assuming not be consumed by the volcanoes is the first thing I need to do. Can I hit it on the foot? Technically, yes, I can. But I would not advise that. Oh, that's how I die right there. That'll be how I die. Maybe the goal was to just survive. That actually makes a lot more sense. The goal was never to, like, deal damage during that time. It was just to not die. Oh, good. Now there's just, like, a constant stream of tornadoes going on around the joint. I could do without this, please. Goodness gracious. What is this back here? Or is that a bad thing that I shouldn't go near? Taking a potion. Yeah, that's a bad thing that explodes. Apparently it's like landmines. She's got landmines all over the place. Yeah, not this time. Also, you are, like, partially defeated, but I guess I didn't time that right. Get away from the landmines. Get away from the landmines! That was just a kick. We got hit by a kick, like a chump. We've almost got him staggered again, though. Come on, you. How about that? How about that? How about this, if I could get it hit off? Oh! Good gravy. All right, you. Do we have anything that we can throw at this to deal, like, insane damage? Because I'd really prefer to defeat Garuda now and not go through another wave of horrible dodging. Because I'm assuming that we're going to get the same thing this time, where she goes into the super defense mode and starts summoning tornadoes if we don't defeat them now. By the way, all of this is real time. I am slamming so many buttons right now, you have no idea. No, it looks like a really cinematic camera. That's just because I'm flipping around the camera button like you wouldn't believe. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it. Almost defeated, but not yet defeated. Will I defeat it here as part of, like, randomly clicking buttons? Is that the idea? Oh, you've never seen anyone hit square like this today! Beautiful. Yep. Beautiful. Big Talon. Another one. You had every opportunity to just grab me, Garuda. You had every opportunity in the world to just reach out and scoop me up. And you sat there smiling like a sociopath. I don't understand it. Tell you what I think about that. No other words could possibly compete with what I just said. Are we in the air right now? Are we flying? How do we... Okay. Okay, good. She came to bring us back down. Maybe?
You're nothing but a monster. And I will not.
See, this is what I said she should have done in the first place.
You stand in my way!
I regret saying it now, considering the situation we're in, but... Are we... Because I theorized that previously, that we were Ifrit and somehow we killed our brother without realizing it.
Clive!
Do we get to fight as... What a magnificent beast. Oh! Oh, this is gonna be like Skell Battle and friggin' Xenoblade Chronicles X. Okay, controls for Ifrit are as follows. Melee attack, ranged attack, evade. Right. O can be used to charge an enemy, covering great distance in a short period of time, as well as dealing damage if the enemy is struck. All abilities available while embodying Ifrit can be confirmed on the Abilities tab in the main menu. Come on, you. Okay, well, I probably should have like dodged that. Come on, slap, slap, slap. I don't know. Oh, we have combos. Of course we do. Oh my gosh. I mean, here's the thing. It's a bit sluggish, but you would expect it to be considering what it is. If it was any faster, you wouldn't feel like epic and gargantuan. Okay. Yeah, punch right in the foot. Very effective place to attack a giant bird. They don't like that. Tornado, eh? I can zoom right through the tornadoes, baby. You should have seen that coming. Can I do, like, a fireball combo sort of thing? No, I can't. I can only do, like, what appears to be a 3-punch combo, and then that time I just hit him with my tail for no reason. I did not initiate the tail hit. That just kind of happened. What is this like for Sid to watch? Sid can turn into a big monster too, I assume, right? Because he's got powers of Sidolphus, Lightning Lestrangeous, or whatever. Why doesn't he get involved in this? Why is he just watching from a distance? What we should have done was pick that rock up and flip it over and drop it on top of Garuda. Whatever they're about to do, we can just zoom into the middle of it and it's beautiful. I mean, that's doing damage to me right now and I'm not getting out of the way of it, and I probably should have. I just kind of assumed if I kept attacking, eventually... By the way, okay, the 4th hit in the combo is that punish. I get it now. But I assumed if I just kept attacking, they would eventually fall, right? And I was very plainly wrong about that. Okay, there's no precision dodging here either, in case you're wondering. Okay, yeah, no, we want to be out of the way of this. This is a bad one. I tried to dodge. I did try to dodge. Maybe the moral is that that cannot be dodged, and we just have to defeat them before they do it enough to defeat us. because I don't know what to do, actually, to get out of the way of that. So we just got to be aggressive now about attacking. And doing whatever we're doing here. Oh no, it's picking me up! I can't fly, I don't have wings. Can I grow wings? What dictates the shape of my body? Is it just my imagination? Could I get silly with it? That's the real question. And if so, how silly are we talking? Like, laugh out loud, ha 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 funny? That might be too much to hope for, really. This is a brutal barrage. Oh yeah, eat him. Eat her. Eat her! Big punches. That's a lot of weight on a very little winged body. Not designed to carry that much weight. This is so extremely epic. I know I'm talking a bunch of, like, funny nonsense over the top. Well, subjectively funny nonsense. I'm just kind of yammering and stammering. In my old Skyrim live streams, this is a fun fact for you. I would routinely get the comment on the archives that this guy talks too much. Yeah. That's the idea. It's a commentary, my dude. That's the idea. It was always very funny. If you feel that way about this, I'm sorry. There's other Let's Plays to watch. What was I saying? Oh, it is quite epic, in spite of my constant yammering. And visually, I think, is this the first, like, truly next-gen title we've gotten? I mean, can we say next-gen? It's been current-gen for about 3 years now. The PS5 and the Xbox One are almost 3 years old now. How insane is that? Don't you dare. Oh, low. So low. It's kind of less a matter of, like, skill at this point, and more so a matter of just hitting the buttons when they tell me to. I kind of wish it had just continued being us clashing. It's not that. I accept that. Kind of wish it had been, though. Excellent. Beautiful. Did we level up? You bet your bottom we did. We got some wind shards, some wyrite, and some meteorite. We used a couple of those in our previous crafting, so we need some more. I'm not going to talk through this cutscene, because even I do get annoyed when I talk through cutscenes, especially when there's dialogue. Like when I'm in the edit, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd shut up there. Wish I'd stopped talking. Oh, wow. I had no idea it was a beautiful day outside.
Control it, Clive! It is you, isn't it, Clive? Stop this! Now!
So did we just somehow turn into Ifrit? And then lose control and kill our brother, but watch it happen through the eyes of our dog for some reason? Is definitely what it seemed to portray happening. Oh, hello. Scandal. Look at what we're watching right now. I want you to look at Final Fantasy VII, the original, on the PlayStation 1 in the 1990s, and then just think about seeing that for the first time, and then look at what you're watching right now. This is insane. Remember when Cloud like, does the flip off the train? And how incredible that was? 3D graphics! Look at him do that flip!
You're too nice is your problem.
Oh my gosh.
Bloody mess, this. Oh, Clive. The ghost you've been chasing. It was inside you all along.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, isn't it? And kind of dark.
They'll be damned if I know what that means.
But what about the monk guy? What's that all about?
Oh.
Ding dong.
Why? Why did you have to listen to him?
The witch is gone.
Benner. This can't be what you wanted. Can it?
I don't really like her though, so I'm not too sad. Oh, sometime later. Look at this. Look at this. I would watch this movie. I'm watching this movie.
King is bold, or desperate.
Will you engage him personally, Your Highness?
Of course.
Griegel's breath fill your wings.
This just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. Everything about this game is just it. Oh, he's actually giant.
The prince is with us!
Part of me is just thinking about, my gosh, what is Kingdom Hearts 4 gonna be like? You know what I mean? This is insane. The music, too. I don't want that to go unsung. And I didn't even mean that as a pun.
Reform the cohorts. At once.
Your Highness.
Saboteurs.
Their attacks are frequent and widespread, even in the holy capital.
The capital. What of my father? Is
His radiance is safe. But he has ordered the city guard strengthened. We can expect no reinforcements.
Who are these people?
Emperor's safety.
What are they talking about?
I shall deal with our enemies here. All of them.
More power to him. Maybe he's going to join the party. Oh. Oh, right, because we can go, like, beast mode at any time. Gotta keep that under control. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Yeah, that is...
I killed Joshua.
Ah, you're awake. You're just full of surprises. First that trick with Garuda, then whatever the hell that other thing was. Didn't know you had it in you.
Neither did we. Although I predicted it at one point.
Hey?
Kill me.
It was me. I killed him. I killed Joshua. I killed them all. I'm a monster. And I deserve to die. So end it. End it now. Please. Please.
Realistically, he's not wrong.
I reckon I can take you, if that's what you want. But first, I thought I'd give you the benefit of my timeless wisdom. It seems to me, you see, that since you're still breathing, you might as well make yourself useful. Get dressed. Pretty as you are, you're not my type. I'll, see you in the hall.
Why are we naked? We weren't naked when he found us. He stripped us naked before locking us up. That was a decision that he made. Why? We did not need to be naked.
What are you going to do now?
This is like spending your entire life chasing the six-fingered man that killed your father, only to one day take your glove off and realize you are the six-fingered man that killed your father. And that's a twist that I cannot imagine. Oh, look at that! Quest lock! There are certain times during the game that side quests will become temporarily unavailable until progress has been made through the main scenario. At such times, quest givers will be indicated with an exclamation mark. Right, like now?
May as well hear what he has to say.
No, not like now. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure we would see them.
Back in there now, eh?
Was that you? Did you do it? Did you strip me naked? And may I ask? Actually, I don't want to know why. Hey, little Linky, how are you doing? So no one around here has any quests for me. I understand that the game is probably telling me that so that I would know that, you know, right now we can't quest. But I didn't assume that we could otherwise. Also, can we talk to the big fella? How you doing,
right
goats?
now, Clive.
You're not gonna go mad again, are you? Oh, I didn't expect him to keep reading. I mean, I could. You don't know. I don't know. No one knows.
Finally crawled out of the crypt, eh? You look like it. Although I thank you for doing us the courtesy of covering up.
Don't.
Why was I naked?
Still have a bit of fight left in you? Then listen. I've arranged a meeting with Gav. In case you've forgotten, you're the one he's been putting his nose to work for.
For nothing.
Just listen. While you've been relaxing in your cell, Gav's been busy sniffing out your dominance. And according to his last report, he's picked up a scent. Gav's gone to a fair bit of trouble for you. The least you can do is hear the poor bugger out. He's going to meet us at the King's Fall. Pack your stuff. We'll leave as soon as you're ready.
To be fair, I do think that there's still more to Weird Monk Man than what we initially... Like, we thought he was Ifrit. Clearly he's not, but there's definitely something going on with him, because when we see him, we get a bad migraine and then turn into Ifrit. Maybe he's, like, God in some way? Hey, there's something I need to do, though. I've been noticing that vocals just sound a little bit too quiet. I did adjust all of this before, setting voiceover volume to maximum. But is voiceover volume, is that not like... that's character voices, right? I mean, I love the music and everything. I can adjust all this in post to make it louder, but I don't know. Yeah, I just can't hear the voices all that well. We'll see whether or not that makes a difference. Okay. So, what do we need to do, Sid?
Gav will be waiting for us. Get your stuff together.
Oh, I actually need to, like, journey to, on the overworld map, to King's Fall. Which I suppose we've not been to before. Right on. Okay. Well, I think we can go ahead and do that next time. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Goodbye. And end recording. I have to figure out how long the delay is, because I noticed I got a message from in the middle of this. Oh, I got a couple. Heather Hancock, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, listen. I talked throughout the whole... Oh, you guys can hear the voices. Okay, good. Maybe they're just quiet in my ears, then. I have no idea. I'm glad you guys can hear them. They seem a bit quiet for me. Heather Hancock, great to have you in the chat. Sorry I didn't respond sooner. I don't really pay attention to the chat much during, like, the recording of the episode. But, do we have, like, a... How is the delay doing here? Because I noticed that when I stream HEVC and with AV1, it will not let me adjust the latency to anything other than normal latency on YouTube. And then also, in the setup, and I can't change it right now, but I can look at it. Oh, well, actually, I can change some things here. So I'm using QuickSync... What? Wait a minute. HEVC? We're streaming HEVC? We're supposed to be streaming AV1. That's what I picked. All of my settings have been changed. All of my settings in OBS have been changed. Why have they been changed? Except for bitrate, but everything else that I picked before I started streaming, like I said, a different keyframe interval, a different B-frame interval. This entire time we've not been streaming AV1. That's the thing I was most excited about. I was so excited by the fact that we... Let me stop the stream. We're going to resume it. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see if I can change it. Don't go anywhere. It might not let me resume stream. We'll see. I've got to be fast. Okay, I've got... This is perplexing. Let me go ahead and see whether or not the stream comes back. I'm glad that it looks good. I'm glad that's good. Wow, there's like a solid 30-second delay on this live stream. That is very frustrating. I hate that. I noticed that in the AV1 settings, there was an option to like change delay, but I don't know exactly what that did. Wow, yeah, that delay's crazy. The option's gone. I stopped the stream and I went back into the settings, and the option for AV1 is just no longer there. I don't know why. I'm not on... Yeah, I'm on ignore stream setting recommendations and all that. All that's enabled. But for whatever reason, it's just not there. Well, I gotta go to bed anyway, so that's fine. I don't know, did the stream ever actually resume after I said I was gonna go and then come back? Yeah, okay, it did. And the delay doesn't sound like it's as bad. Well, okay, positives here. We dropped 49 of 268,109 frames. So 0.0%, which is great. And we have 0 drop frames due to network. So, I mean, hey, if you want HEVC encoding, A380, $100, not a bad deal. You know, if you want to have a separate PC, it seems to do that just fine. But literally, and I don't know why, the drop-down where I selected AV1 under the video encoder, QuickSync AV1, it's just gone. It's just not there now. I have no notion of what happened to it, because it was there when I started the stream, and it's like after starting the stream, it switched itself to HEVC and changed a lot of my other settings. And yes, ignore streaming service setting recommendations is enabled. I don't think that would change anything. I think it would just tell me I'm doing it wrong. So I don't know what causes that. I'm going to bed now. Hey, thank you folks for tuning in. I would go longer, but I have to get up and go to a wedding tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and go to bed now so I can be rested for that and not fall asleep during the ceremony. Thank you folks for tuning in. Thank you, Heather Hancock. Thank you, Jake Yates. Jake Yates especially for sticking through the whole thing, leaving commentary. It's been great. I appreciate it. And thank you all for your continued support. We have, I think, 26 now channel members, which is crazy. A lot of crabs in the basement and Tekkit Legends, which are Tekkit 2. Imagine if I was recording Tekkit Legends secretly in the background. The big revival. I've thought about it. I think I still have the original map. Just doing Tekkit 2 again. Like in the miniseries. But just rebuilding the house. Maybe not even the same as it was, but just rebuilding a new iteration of the house. Could be a fun and interesting idea. I don't know. We'll see. Haven't fully decided yet. Or maybe even doing it like a different mod pack, but it's the same map. That could be interesting too. Although technically we did that. That's what we did with Hexit. Texit 2 or Texit 3. We just left where my house blew up, went across the ocean, and built a tree house, and then the series ended. Just kind of stopped doing it. That was weird. Anyway. Good night, everyone, because otherwise I'm going to just keep talking. I'm just going to keep talking. Thank you, folks, for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Good night.